Excuse me, I'd like to submit my manuscript to AIA Publishing. What's the publishing process?
Oh look, it's Rose in wig and glasses. Fancy that? Well, in this video, we're going to go through the publishing process step by step and share with you how we work with our authors. Hi, I'm Tahlia Newland, the Managing Editor at AIA Publishing.
And I'm Rose Newland, the book designer and publishing assistant at AIA Publishing.
The steps that a book goes through to be published are the same no matter how it's published, whether it's self-published, hybrid published, or published by a big mainstream publisher. What's different is how a particular publishing company will work with the author.
If you work with us, we'll nurture your creative talents and involve you in the decision-making process. As creatives ourselves, we know how difficult it can be to bring your creative vision to life, and we pride ourselves on making that process as smooth as possible.
I've now published over 50 books, and I remember when I started out and I didn't know anything about publishing. I had to learn it all myself. Had there been hybrid publishers back then who would have helped guide me through the process and make sure that my book had all the elements required for a professional product, I think I would have snapped up the opportunity to submit to such a publisher, because I know exactly what a steep learning curve it is to do it all yourself. But whether you're doing it all yourself or whether you're going to work with us, this is the process.
So step one is the authors submit to us. So tell us a bit about how that works.
Okay, so authors who follow the instructions, which I hope they all do, submit to us the details about their book. They submit a blurb and the genre, the word count, that kind of thing, and the first 1,000 words of their manuscript. Now that's really important because that sample of 1,000 words gives me an immediate indication as to whether or not the book is ready for publishing. I will respond with one of three responses. I will either say, no, I'm sorry, your book is not what we're looking for. I'll do that if it's, sounds like it's full of violence, or if it's socially an unacceptable kind of topic, or if it's just so bad I can't see any way through it. Or I'll say, yeah, I really like the idea, but the sample shows me that the book does need more work before publishing, and then I will offer the author a manuscript appraisal. And the third option would be, I really like what I've seen here, please send me the full manuscript and I'll give it a read through.
So full manuscript is the stepping off point.
Yeah. If I've asked for the full manuscript, then me or one of my editing team will read that manuscript and we'll keep reading until we get to, either till we get to the end, or we get to a point where we go, no, this book really doesn't need a lot of work. If we get to the end and it's great, it's ready for publishing, then we can take it away and just, do whatever's required in terms of editing. If we get halfway through and go, no, it needs a manuscript appraisal because we really need to go into this in depth to work out the issues with it, then that'll be a manuscript appraisal. Most of the books that come to us are not ready for publishing quite yet. So most of them will go through a manuscript appraisal process. And through that, we help the author to make their book better, basically. So one of my team will read through the book and they'll give quite detailed feedback to the author. The author then goes away, looks at the feedback, and then we'll revise their manuscript. Then it comes back to us and I'll give a quote for whatever editing is required. It's always at least a copy edit. Mostly there's a line and copy edit together, and the author has checked it all and made sure that it's exactly as they want it. We'll add the front and back matter to the manuscript. So that's any introduction, notes from the author, dedication, the author's bio, that kind of thing. It gets proofread. Once that's all done, we give it over to the book designer.
So usually while your book is being proofread, I will begin to speak with you about your cover design. I will speak with Tahlia as well because Tahlia's read or edited usually most of them. So she's got a really thorough understanding of the content of your book and what kinds of images and symbols and colours and things might work well on the cover, we'll usually create a mood board of stock images between you and myself. And then from that, I will usually create a couple of different concepts for the cover design, which you get to look at and pick one of. And then from there, we work over 2 rounds of revisions to refine the idea and bring it to something that is an eye-catching book cover and represents the content of your book well. At that point, your manuscript will be finished proofreading and all the words are completely locked off, and that's it. It's ready for formatting, so I will take it into my design software and lay everything out like a book onto chapter headings, chapter numbers, headers, footers, all of that fun stuff to make it look like a book. At that point, it gets sent back to you. You get to check over everything, make sure you don't want any additional florally bits and fancy things added in. Once you're happy with the interior formatting and you've signed off on that manuscript, it's locked in place. I then go to get the ISBN number, which is the unique book identification number. This involves going onto a website called Thorpe Bowker and filling in a bunch of forms to make everything official with your book. At that point, I will take that number and the page count and the sizing of the book that we've decided on. I will get a template from our printing service provider, Ingram Spark, and I will use that to create the print cover design for your book, which will have the barcode on it with the ISBN and all of that. But the design of that cover will be basically what we've agreed upon for the cover, brought across to the back cover with the blurb and any other little bits and pieces. You also get 1 round of revisions on that cover if there's anything that you want changed in there.
And during that time, I will have done some research on the best keywords and categories to use for your book on Amazon, so that when you go and put your ebook up, you will be able to maximize the chances that your book will go high in the rankings in a particular category, and that readers interested in your book will be able to find it in Amazon searches. So
it's all about the keywords.
It's all about the keywords, yeah. So I do that research for you, and I'll also edit the blurb. So you will give me a suggested blurb for the book, for the back cover, and I will edit that and turn it into something that's as catchy as we can manage. And I will also ask you to find a reviewer to review your book, to give a little endorsement for the back cover. And if that's difficult for you, I usually can find somebody to do it as well. So we get something, nice and snappy for the back of the book, which Rose will then put on the back cover.
So at this point, we have now an ebook cover design, we have a interior file for the book, and we have a print cover file for the book. So those files will then be uploaded to our printer, and we will make sure all of the files are good for uploading and printing. They'll send me a digital proof, which I'll then check and make sure everything looks right, and I'll approve that digital proof, and then we will order a physical copy that will come to us, so that then I can check the physical book and make sure that everything is A-okay with the printed file. While we're waiting for that print book to arrive, I will take the interior print file and turn that into an ebook file, which is easily readable on Kindle devices and other e-readers. At that point, I will be sending you all of those files, so you'll now have 2 ebook files, an ebook cover, a print file, interior, and a print cover file. So I will send all of those to you to keep for your records, but the only thing you need to do is upload your ebook files. So you'll need the ebook interior and the ebook cover, and we have a very clear step-by-step video and written guide on how to do that. And we do this so that you as the author get 100% of the royalties from your ebook sale. And you have complete control then over your ebook product and its sales. In addition to that, our package now includes marketing images, so I will create a coming soon, out now
cover reveal,
pre-order and cover reveal graphic, as well as a 3D book mock-up, which will be sent to you for use on your social medias or anywhere you want to promote your book. And we will also be posting those sporadically leading up to the release of your book.
We also forgot to say that early on in the process, I will create a Google document where we will collate all the information about your book. So it will have the blurb, the shortened blurb, it will have the reviews that we've used on the back cover. It will have all the information about your print book that you might need to use for any reason at all.
Like the sizing, the page count, and then the pricing details when those...
Yeah, when they come in,
eventuate.
and when it actually appears on Amazon and the other booksellers, the links to where the book is available, we will add that also to that document, and you will have access to that document. So it's all that information is in one place. I'll also create a Trello board for the whole process, and you will be added to that board, and we'll put your name on the things that we require you to do, which is mostly just checking the files. And then when each little action is done, we will move it into the done column. So you'll always know exactly where we're up to in the process, and all the dates and everything are on there.
When the print book arrives and everything is okay with it,
Then I will tell you how much it's going to cost you to get a carton of books sent to your address, and you can then order some books to have on hand for your physical book launch. Most authors get at least a couple of cartons for a start.
and then the last steps of the process is we'll put our product listing on our website for your book. We'll put an author page up for you on our website with you and your book, a little blurb about you. And there'll be a blog post that goes out to our emailing list on the day of your book release. And at that point, we sit back with a cocktail and toast to you, our newest author. So that's basically our process. We consult you at every stage of the design process. We make sure you're kept in the loop with where we're up to. And
We like to keep you happy.
we like to keep you happy, and we like to help you learn anything you want to know about the publishing process and about writing or design or anything like that in general.
If you're interested in working with us to publish your book, then please pop over to our website, have a look at the submission page, and send us a submission.
Looking forward to working with you.
Bye.